Today, Apple released a brand new beta, iOS 18.1. This is a brand new update available for all iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Maxes, bringing you some of those really juicy Apple Intelligence features. And I'm going to talk you through just a few of them today. There is probably something to note that there are no Memojis, there is nothing to do with the image generation or the image playground here. The majority of what we get is all text-based and written-based, but still very, very cool stuff to see. So there are a few ways you can get this update. It is in a developer beta right now, so you will need a developer account, and as I say, you'll need a 15 Pro or 15 Pro Max. In your settings menu, after you've done the update from your general and software update, once you've got the 18.1 beta, here, iOS 18.1, we can go back into the settings menu and we'll see a brand new option for Apple Intelligence and Siri. Jumping in here, you will have to enroll your device. There'll be a little button that just says join waitlist. This waitlist is roughly 10-20 minutes. I think it probably will have gone up a little bit now because they're slowly rolling out the updates to people who want it. Once it's ready though, you'll have a button here and you'll also get a notification to tell you that Apple Intelligence is ready to use. You can go ahead and just start it and it will walk you through a simple setup guide and give you a few ideas of what to expect. But that really is it in terms of setup. Then when we go back to the home page, the first thing we'll note is the brand new animation. So normally with the wake word, "Hey Siri," or holding down that side button, we get that brand new, pretty sexy animation. There is also a new sound here. It's pretty subtle, but I really do like it. Siri isn't particularly smart anymore. She's not got her newest smart features, but it is still a little smarter than it was. For example, "Hey Siri, I want to go on holiday somewhere hot." Actually, no, don't worry about that. "What's the weather like today?" So straight away, it's picked up that we can see here that it's given me the weather. I started off talking about one topic and then just completely changed to a different topic, and it contextually understood that. That's something that Siri hasn't been able to do up until now, and it's a nice feature, and I think starts paving the way for how I expect Siri to work with the new Apple Intelligence features. Let's talk about calls though. So when I go into the calls, you'll notice there is a new feature where we're able to actually record phone calls and it will summarise them. So let's go ahead and I'll call my wife here. Hey Zoe, how's it going?
Yeah, it's okay.
So what we can do is in the top left corner, we've got a call recording button. I can go through and it's probably going to warn us both in a moment.
This call will be recorded.
There we go.
Oh.
So both sides now know that the call is being recorded. This is really cool stuff, Zoe. So this is Apple Intelligence. It's brand new. It's just come out for the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Maxes. And basically, as we're having this conversation, it's picked up a little notebook here. And why don't you tell me about your day? What have you gotten up to?
Well, I watched some of the swimming Olympics this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then this afternoon I did some of the garden, or tried to. But then I started having a hay fever sneezing attack, like I normally do.
Ah, okay. Well, hey, what about tomorrow? Do you fancy going out somewhere? Maybe catching some dinner at an Italian restaurant?
Yeah, we can do.
Great. I'll get it booked in.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. I'll speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
So now that conversation's over, we can see the note in the top corner here. So we'll tap that note and we can see call with Zoe Mitchell. We can see a transcript of that call. We can also play it back. There we go. So both sides now know that the call is being recorded. This is really cool stuff, Zoe. So this is Apple Intelligence. It's brand new. It's just come out for the 15 Pro and... So there we go. So we can actually watch that back. And there's also a summary section. This summary will summarise the call and give us a basic idea of what happened. So it's actually noting here the recall of the 15 and 15 Pro Max is being recorded. Zoe Mitchell and myself discuss their day and plans for tomorrow. But this is a really, really useful feature, and I actually really like this one, because it also means that we can search this call and we can tag it as well, however we need. So let's move away from that and perhaps talk about the Photos app instead. Let's jump right into Photos. Here we are. And we know all about memory movies. This is something that's been in iOS for a very long time, but recently it's had a pretty cool and snazzy Apple Intelligence update. So let's do a quick search for my holiday to Dubai in February of this year. Once we hit go, it's going to search through all of my photos with this really sexy little animation of all of the pictures and the videos that were basically a part of this call or part of this journey. It's searching for Robert Mitchell, food, Dubai, and it's just collating all of this together into one of these. There we go. Into one of the videos. Really, really cool stuff. So there we have it. That is calls and that is photos. But let's talk a little bit about some of the new features in terms of text. So let's say you get a particularly long email. I've got an email here which is particularly long from the vet. I don't particularly want to read it all. We can see in the Mail app now we've got a new summarise button at the top. Tapping that summarise button will, summarise exactly what that email is about and the action points that go alongside it. This is really, really useful. I can see myself doing this because a lot of the time the emails that I receive for both work and leisure are pretty long, and to be honest, I don't particularly want to read them. So to summarise them like this is a really quick and easy way to understand exactly what's going to happen. So let's talk about perhaps replying to this email. Straight away, we can see one of the new features in terms of the Apple Intelligence text, and that is auto replies. We've got 2 auto replies. It's going to start to generate it here. Thank you for your email. We are not interested in health checkups for Icarus and Theseus at this time. That's really nice. I like that it's been able to really pick up and understand what the email is about and give me a contextual reply based upon it. However, if we were to tap that and scroll along on the top bar, we can see a new section called Writing Tools. This is where Apple Intelligence has had the biggest impact in terms of iOS 18.1. We can proofread it, and it will tell us things like punctuation, spelling. This is basically a Grammarly killer. I've used Grammarly quite a lot for a very, very long time, only ever the free version. I've never paid for it. But now that Apple has it built into the iPhone, the Mac and the iPad, based upon the devices that actually support it, this is really, really powerful stuff. So let's go ahead and click done. We've proofread it, I'm happy with it. But let's go ahead and back into those writing tools. We can reword it slightly. Thank you for your email, we're not interested in it. Okay, so we can reword it. We can also do stuff like make it more friendly, make it more professional, or make it more concise. That is quite wordy, so let's tap concise and see what it does. We're not interested in health checkups for Icarus and Theseus at this time. That's great. That's really made it more concise and easier to read. But I think we should make it more professional. At this juncture, we are not inclined to conduct a health assessment for Icarus and Theseus. The professional and the friendly, I find, are a little bit too heavy-handed in terms of their approach. So let's go back to the original and click done. But again, we can really play with all of these writing tools. There's some cool stuff in terms of summarization, key points, turn it into a list, and turn it into a table. So let's go into Safari and find a web page that I want to summarize. So here's a new article all about Microsoft and their recent problems that they've had with some new crashes and bugs. So I can go ahead and highlight all of this text. Let's just highlight up to there. We can go into writing tools and we can do something like summary. And it's going to read it. Microsoft apologises for the widespread product issues affecting Outlook, Minecraft and other services. So it manages to summarise anything that we're looking at here. We can also turn it into key points. Microsoft product outages, down detector reports. We can turn it into a list, which is pretty much the same as the key points, but may well be useful at some point. Where's the tools gone? Writing tools. And even turn it into a table. This is an interesting table that it's managed to create here, but it is a table all the same. Let's go ahead and let's zoom in on that, where it literally has just categorized, reported thousands for the products. Perhaps not the best example of exactly what Apple Intelligence can do. So that's sort of it. But what we can do as well is the predictive text has gotten a little bit better. And just to show you that these writing tools are product-wide, we can use this in any service that we see fit. Let's make this more concise. I'm going to revert it and make it more friendly. He's a real pro, but I better feed him tonight or he'll get a bit grumpy. I really like that. It's, at the moment, it's not great. I mean, I'll give it a thumbs up because it did make it more friendly, but it was definitely AI written. It didn't feel very human. It's probably worth noting that the model here is pretty small. I think it's 3 billion parameters, which in terms of an AI model is very small. But I genuinely cannot wait to see what kind of features are going to come in the near future. So there we have it, guys. That is Apple Intelligence on iOS 18.1. I'm super excited to see where they go with this and to try out some of those photo tools, particularly Genmoji. It's a shame that we haven't got them yet, but I'm sure we will soon. These tools are also available on the Mac and the iPad. Once you've registered yourself for Apple Intelligence on one device, it will work on all of the other ones as long as you are on the correct and newest beta. If you enjoyed this video though, guys, why don't you let me know by getting subscribed down below and commenting your favourite feature from the iOS 18.1 beta. Anyway, my name's been Robert, this has been Bite Size Clue, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.